It's like if I don't do well with one, I do well with the other. I can't do both, apparently.
Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I'm having a terrific day today, and for this video, we are going to be doing a September reset. Alright, before we get into anything bookish, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments. I am going to start doing these resets more often because I really enjoy them. I like watching them. They're becoming a lot more popular, which makes me so happy. Do you like seeing the content planning stuff? Do you want to see like some household, everyday life reset aspects that I do? Let me know in the comments. I want your feedback. I want to know how I can make this as enjoyable for you guys as possible. I'm going to have to turn on the fan. Alrighty, that is better. First off, welcome to my new office. It's very barren. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Literally, the only things in here are my desk and Sam's cat tree. That's it. There's nothing else. This area is still getting filled up. I'm planning to have my white bookshelves be put over here at some point, so I'll have like a very aesthetic background, but at this moment, there is nothing. There's just a big old wall. Here, you might get Sam sitting in his tree at some point. We'll see. All right, so how do we start into a reset? First off, I want to put away all of the books that I read physically onto my shelves, figure out what's going to be going to somebody else that isn't me. If it's a library book, I need to return it, all that jazz. Once I've done that, I then work through my TBR shelf to figure out what books am I going to be reading for September and make a nice little stack of those. My September TBR has actually already come out, so I'll put a link to that in the cards. Oh, and on that note, would you guys be interested in like watching me work through how I figure out what books are going on my TBR? Not just in terms of TBR jars, but like videos, book clubs, all that sort of stuff. Would you be interested in like a full in-depth dive into it? Because I watched somebody else do that recently, and I thought that might be kind of fun. I'm asking a lot of you guys this video, so on that note, I have something for y'all too. 𝗖cie was kind enough to send me a sample of their coffee concentrate, which I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical at the start because I'm really picky about my coffee, but I did a little bit of research into them, and when I saw that they are both ethically and sustainably sourced, I was automatically more intrigued. Not only that, the fact that you get 35 servings out of a really tiny bottle is pretty impressive and cost efficient, so I decided what the hey, I'd give it a shot. It's super easy to make. You just add 1 or 2 ounces to water. You can do hot water or cold water. Personally, I keep trying to be an iced coffee girly. It just doesn't happen. So I will use my Keurig to make a cup of hot water, and then I just sort of doctor it however I like. Since I started using this, I have actually been upping my barista skills a little bit. I've been trying different milks. I even tried frothing milk for the first time. I've added different seasonings, but really, I do have to say my favorite way so far has been utilizing a sugar-free white chocolate syrup and then creamer. That's it. It's so delicious. Super simple, but also really smooth. Doesn't come across too bitter or too sweet. It's delicious. It's my new fave way to have my coffee, and I've been making my coffee the same way for probably going on 7 years now. So in order to say thank you for providing me with all that feedback, I have a 20% off code for you guys. Use NerdyNat at checkout and you can get 20% off if you try 𝗖cie. Like I said, I highly recommend it. It's delicious, and I'm drinking some now. This is actually my 3rd cup today, which, wow, I have become a bit of a caffeine addict. All right, now back to the reset. The main reason we are sitting at my desk here today is because we're gonna do some content planning now that I figured out what all books I'm gonna be reading this month. So if you're new here, hi, welcome to my content planner. This thing is my child. It is my baby. It is literally my brain when it comes to NerdyNatReads. Here's my content planner for the month.
little sparse. Obviously, I have my September TBR planned because I already had to film that. Apart from that, I do have the readathons, which I'm going to be partaking in, laid out on here, as well as the publishing date for a ARC, which I'm going to be reading, 𝗖cie by Mona Awad. Right out of the get-go, I'm filming this reset video. You know, makes sense for it to be relatively early in the month. So my TBR is being posted on the 1st, figure then I'll probably post this on the 4th. I've walked through this before, but I have different templates down here, which I pick based on what media my post is going on, I guess. So obviously, YouTube video, September reset. Status, I am currently filming this. Type, this doesn't really go into any of these, but I guess I could mark it as a TBR. Oh, before we get too far on video planning, I also want to do a Tumblr and Instagram post for my September TBR. So we want to mark both of those. That way I can eventually get around to those. I need to get better. I kind of fell off the horse with my Tumblr, but I'm trying to get back on it. I've been better with my Instagram lately, which is kind of surprising. It's like if I don't do well with one, I do well with the other. I can't do both, apparently. I don't really know what photo I could post for this reset. I don't know. I'll figure that out. I might post something. I guess I can mark. We'll see. This might get archived without actually doing anything. We'll figure it out. It's fine. Okay, now on to the next video. I actually did read enough in August to have a wrap-up for it. So I don't tend to post those first thing just because I want to actually, you know, wait until the end of the month to film it. So I'll probably film that around the 4th or the 5th, meaning it'll probably be my first video out on my productivity week. So haven't started that yet. And it's gonna be a wrap-up. And those are also something really easy for me to do. Tumblr, oh, not how you spell that. Ah, wow, I'm just royally screwing this up. Let's start over. As I was saying, those are really easy things to post on my Tumblr and Instagram as a wrap-up page. I recently started doing something new with my wrap-ups on Instagram. I'm liking that. It's a little bit more fun. I do it through Canva rather than like actually taking a photo. The majority of the time, I do have a lot of library books which I read via ebook or, you know, audio. So I don't really have a physical thing to show in a final stack for the month. Rather, it's a lot easier and I can actually include those if I do a Canva wrap up. Then obviously that weekend I'm partaking in Squash That series 24 in a 48, which basically means in a 48-hour period you try to read for 24 hours. I am going to be vlogging it. I don't have faith in myself that I can both film and edit that all in the single weekend. So I will probably not be posting it on Monday, rather I'll post it the following Friday. I might do an Instagram wrap up for that. Well, no, I guess I could do like a series. I know what I can do. Okay, yeah, I can do a photo for that. Now, as for that Monday, obviously, 𝗖cie is coming out on the 12th, so what better timing than to post my ARC vlog on the day before. I am still in the midst of filming that. We're not going to talk about it. Here's a little trick that I have figured out how to do. This helps when you have a ton of footage. So I have this little section in here where I can break down if I have multiple clips in a video. I can record those clips down here, and then I have a check mark for filmed, edited, or uploaded, which like uploaded means moving them from my phone to my computer, basically. Well, this is my content planner. Down here is my video ideas, which I need a better name for it because that's not so much what it is. I have ideas on here, but I also have videos that are like in the works, however, aren't on the calendar or I'm planning for like way out. So September, Death I Gave Him and 𝗖cie. Here we go. For the Death I Gave Him, I have already filmed all 3 of my updates. I haven't edited those, but I have uploaded all 3 of them. So I can actually copy and then I can move those over, over to this. Awesome. So I still need to film my intro, but then whenever I film my Rouge updates, I can record those in here. And then that way I also know what the percent is. So whenever I make the progress bar, I can have it match up. Sometimes my percentages can differ between what I say in the clip versus what's shown on the screen. What's shown on the screen is actually the correct percentage I was into the video, not what I say. Usually when I'm saying it, I'm guesstimating. Okay, and with the ARC reading vlog, I'm definitely gonna be posting, oh no, I won't because it's an ARC reading vlog. I believe The Death I Gave Him comes out on the 5th, so actually, I will post a review for that on the 5th in order to kind of celebrate it coming out. I only really do that if I really enjoyed the book. I don't do that a ton. Sometimes it's just because I forget, but we're not going to talk about it. And I'll try and do that for Rouge as well. Fingers crossed. I haven't read it yet, but hopefully I will love it as well. Oh, also, I did have one of these little ARC thingies up here for The Death I Gave Him, but whenever I finish reading ARC and submit my review is when I remove that by hitting complete. And Death I Gave Him had an earlier archive date, so I went ahead and completed it just because I didn't want my NetGalley score to go down. So that's why it's not on here if you're curious. Next down is Rom-Comathon. And the struggle is lately, this is about the week that I'm filming my weekly reading vlogs. I've been trying to give myself time between filming the vlog and actually posting it so I don't have to rush editing during the week. However, I think this month I'm going to have to just suck it up and deal with it because of the layouts of the other two readathons. I don't want to have that readathon going at the same time as trying to do a traditional weekly reading vlog, because one or the other vlog is gonna get ignored. So rather, I don't want to do it, but it looks like I'm gonna be weekly vlogging this week. We're gonna include an end date. And I do that so I actually remember, and then because of it, like I just said, I'm probably just gonna have to suck it up and post it right after. This means I need to get ahead in filming. I need to get ahead in editing more so. I never know what to post for a weekly vlog in terms of like Instagram or Tumblr, so we're just gonna ignore that for now. Then for the 22nd, I don't know what I'm posting there. Let's go back down here. Okay, so the other video I was planning to post this month was my Raid My Shelves. I don't know if I want to post that many vlogs back to back though. I think I'll put my Raid My Shelves here. I am also in the process of filming this, unfortunately. I actually didn't plan super great because the last book I have to read for this, I'm reading for Rom-Comathon. So I'm gonna be cutting that pretty close. Kind of the same thing as before. I've already filmed 3 updates for 2 of these books, but not the third. I didn't put in like the official little graph thingy on this page. Rather, I just have the 1, 2, 3s. So I'm gonna copy that, move it over here. So I can then, still need to film an intro. Okay, perfect. And then lastly, last one of the month. This is gonna be a very vlog heavy month. I am gonna do Rom-Comathon. So once again, I'm probably gonna do Rom-Comathon as a bit similar to a weekly vlog. With the Raid My Shelves, like I think that's gonna come out on Monday, and then I will have a little bit of buffer time for editing for my Rom-Comathon, and so I'll post that on Friday. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I will also say, it is always possible that what I lay out is not gonna stay the same. Crap happens. Sometimes I have to move things around. Sometimes videos get canceled. Holds don't come in. I have this one day though that I don't know when I'm gonna post. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I am gonna do my current owned TBR. I've never filmed one of these where you're just going through and listing out your entire TBR. I also think I might ask for in the comments people to tell me what books they want me to prioritize.
use like a viewer pick in my TBR jar. I think that would be kind of fun. I've been trying to be better about focusing on my current TBR lately, but you know, the library is so useful. So I think that's what I'm gonna do there. That's gonna be my final video for filming. Doesn't really fall into any of these. I guess it falls into TBR. I'll put it there. Bam. That is so much. Yeah. Oh, and that's not even including, I didn't do Tumblr or Instagram posts for these down here. Okay. Perfectamente. That's my content planner for the month. Now that I've set this up, the next step is to add books from my TBR onto my reading directory, because for some reason I'm a type 1 and I have to have like 3 different lists of all the books I'm reading every month. It's ridiculous. I don't know why I'm like this, but it feels great when you finish a book and you get to go through every single list and check it off. It's very satisfying. Okay, so on my homepage, here's my reading directory. It looks like I already have September showing because these were 3 books that I had tossed on my possibilities TBR for August and they did not happen. So they're already hanging out here. We got Rouge, Honey and Spice, and Some Shall Break. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, I put in the title, I then type in the author. I believe that's how you spell the author's name. If I own it, I check mark it, I mark the format. This is a high fantasy, so I'm not gonna try the audiobook. Then I have some tags. Some of these are videos, others are book clubs. It's just a very random amalgamation in here. What month am I reading it in? September, and then how many pages is it? I actually planned for this for once, so I have a cheat sheet. Actually, I have 2 different Read My Shelves going on, so I need to mark those as such. And this one is... I've showed this on my channel a few times now, so I'm not gonna walk through it with y'all a million times. I am, however, gonna fill it in with you because you might have fun with it as well as I am. Okay, that took entirely too long and my typing was so terrible today. But next I order this. Yeah, I am truly a crazy person. So okay, at the top, first book I am gonna try and read this month is Rouge for that ARC reading vlog because it is one of the first things I need to do so I can finish out that video. After that, I have a little bit of time before 𝗖cie that series starts. So I'm gonna be crazy and put City of Brass in there. And maybe I'll knock out my big book at the beginning of the month. That's very ambitious of me, but it's possible. And then I'll need an audiobook at that point. So I think I'm gonna put The Girls up there because chances are I'll probably end up reading majority of that on audio. But then we have 𝗖cie that series. So all of these are for 𝗖cie that series. So they're gonna move up next. I'm gonna do my weekly reading vlog, which means my TBR jar picks. So that was Cursed and Legends and Lattes, which I am gonna be reading with 𝗖cie. So I also wanna make note of that. And then the next week is rom-com-a-thon. So we have all our rom-com books down here.
Okay, there's like a week left of the month. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can manage to work in, I think I'll prioritize The Book Eaters by Sonia Dean first because that's a book club read, and I believe the live show is on the 29th. And then lastly is Vampires of El Norte, which that's very end of October, so I have a little bit of time with that one. It's less of a priority. Good God, I have such a big TBR this month. Wow, that is overwhelming. Okay, and then lastly is putting that all into my reading journal. Like I said, I have so many lists for my TBR, but it's so satisfying anytime I finish a book. I have like so many places to knock it off, to mark it as read, to check mark, to fill in. It's very satisfying for my type 1 personality. I also think I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a peek at my reading journal. I've kind of lost the passion for it lately in terms of spreads, unfortunately. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be doing full videos for my reading journal anymore, at least for the time being. If the creativity bug bites, I might get back into it, but rather I think I'm gonna slide that in here for my resets. So if you're missing that content, I'll still show it to you. It's just gonna be in these reset videos instead of reading journal videos specifically. All right, and that is it. Oh my God. Now I'm so ready for a new reading month. Is it gonna be hectic? Absolutely, but I cannot wait. All right, y'all, so that is it for today. Don't forget to check out 𝗖cie Coffee and use my code NerdyNat for 20% off. Thank you so much for going to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I have all my socials as well as a few ways you can support me linked in the description. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!